Well, shalom from the city of rejoicing. Hello, everyone. Liora here from the Tabernacle of David Prophetic Dance Center in Jerusalem. The subject I want to talk about today is not comfortable, but it's a subject that absolutely needs to be addressed. It needs to be exposed. It needs to be talked about. There is a very unhealthy attitude and belief in some of the body of Messiah throughout the world. And that is that we should not have to pay for services by people who are in the body of Messiah. This is a very, very unhealthy mindset. Thankfully, the body of Messiah that I'm a part of absolutely does not believe this, not the leadership anyway. In fact, I had a friend many years ago who told me that I should actually charge more as a believer, as a child of God, to be honored, whatever. But her point was that you must be compensated for your services. If you were inviting the refrigerator repairman over to fix your fridge, you know you have to pay him. When we go to people who are not in the body of Messiah, we expect to pay them. This is how the world works. People have professions. They have to feed themselves and their family, and we pay them. This is how life works. But very sadly and very painfully, I have encountered many children of God who their attitude is, I should not have to pay you because you're a believer, I'm a believer, we're both in the body of Messiah. And if I tell you how sickening this is and how badly I feel, I have been serving as a volunteer in my profession for the last 12 years in Israel, my profession of 30 years as a dance educator, more than 34 as a dance performer. And I have a well inside of me. I have so much to pour out. And when I moved into the Tabernacle of David, I put down a professional floor, beautiful light green, happy, smiling, cheerful vinyl with encased by a white trim, beautiful. I'd been praying for a long time, even before, about what kind of donation fee to charge my students. And I call it donation because as a professional of 30 years, I can charge 3 times more, maybe 4 times more for groups and private classes, but I don't. So it's not a cost, it's not a price, it's a donation, just to sow back into this place to help keep me here and sustain it. And when you see how very beautiful it is and what God has done, I would hope that a dancer, a praise dancer, worship dancer would want to sow into what God has done. And when they are praise dancers and worshipers and they have no desire to sow into it, I think something is wrong. This is my personal opinion, because this is a prayer that was answered after 10 and a half years of praying and believing God. So it's a problem. It's a very unhealthy mindset that needs to be broken off of people, but people have to want to come out of agreement with it. We all need healing in one way or another, because as long as we're living and breathing, we have issues. I always say we all have issues. Which ones can you live with? But just to finish what I was saying, I've been praying and praying for months, what to charge people, because I never want money to be a reason why people can't dance and worship the Lord in the dance and experience the wonderful adventure of moving praise and creative movement. I never want money to be a reason. So I came down from something I was going to charge, the most minimal amount that I could charge, 50 shekels, which is about $12.50. In US dollars. And when people can't do that, and you know that they actually can, it is possible, but they don't want to. It's not the money. It's either another reason, or they simply don't want they feel that they should get it for free. And this is my profession. This is my bread and butter. So, and also it's to sustain this place that was gifted to me. You know, it's not an ongoing gift, it was a one-time gift. And so I stepped out in faith, believing. I put down a permanent floor as a stake in the ground that God's going to keep me here for as long as he wants to. I'd love to stay here until he returns or whatever he wants to do. But it was a stake and a step of faith. So this needs to be exposed. It's a very, very unhealthy attitude. It's sickening to me, especially people that have known me for years, know what I've carried, know what I've done in the Lord, that I've been faithful, not perfect. But if those particular people don't see a need, that when they use the floor to sow a seed, because the Lord spoke to me clearly that whoever dances on this floor must sow a seed each time. And so I'm always praying about this. I always want to hear the Lord. What is the Lord's voice on this? Because I started with him and I'm going to finish with him. Things to think about. Let's get healed. God bless you from the city of the great King, Yerushalayim.